Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Who wins and why? Knuckleheads. This is an interesting fight with high stakes in the heavyweight division. It's going down Saturday from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on that beautiful Day of Reckoning card where Joshua versus Wallin will be the main event. We'll talk about that in a separate video, but I wanted to concentrate on Wilder versus Parker because I'm really interested in this fight. I'm really interested to see what Deontay Wilder looks like. And of course, he's supposed to fight Anthony Joshua after this. So is he counting his chickens before they hatch? You know, that's kind of the main reason I wanted to talk about this fight, guys, because, you know, is he counting his chickens before they hatch? And are there other circumstances related to this fight that I think can kind of give us an unexpected result? There really are, right? There really are. And I think in coming to a prediction, there are a lot of circumstances and factors for this fight that people are glossing over, that they're not even paying attention to. And so I wanted to kind of elucidate those for you guys, if you will, and tell you why I think that even though the most likely outcome is Deontay Wilder winning by knockout, at least that's what I feel like Joseph Parker has a real shot at winning this fight, right? I'm thinking to myself somewhere between 30 to 40% chance of winning the fight. So I'm going to go with 35%, right? I'm going to say Wilder 65, Joseph Parker 35. And I'm going to explain to you guys why, right? I don't want you guys to think I'm crazy. I'm going to explain to you guys why, right? So first and foremost, Joseph Parker is not a guy to be slept on, you guys. He's fought all the best heavyweights pretty much outside of Deontay Wilder. He's fought Andy Ruiz, who he beat. He came up short only against some of the better guys in the heavyweight division, including Anthony Joshua, who he fought to a unanimous decision loss. Same with Dillian White. And, you know, the only person that knocked him out as a pro and his only other loss besides those two is Joe Joyce. So, I mean, he's really fought some quality guys. He's fought Derek Chisora a couple of times. And as I mentioned before, you know, Andy Ruiz, he got a real close majority decision over Andy Ruiz. So this is a quality guy, right? The other huge factor to consider is the fact that he's 7 years younger than Deontay Wilder, you guys. I mean, this is a 31-year-old man. Think about the way, if you're in your 40s like myself, or if you're over 30, late 30s, let's say, think about how you felt as a 31-year-old, which is what Joseph Parker is, versus a 38-year-old, which is what Deontay Wilder is. You know, that's a big gap, and this is a young man's sport. Even though heavyweights tend to hold up better than the lighter weights, right? Because you need that big power, and I don't know, for whatever reason, big human beings are just able to keep it together better, relatively speaking, to other big human beings. You know, that's still old, 38 years, you know, versus 31. That's a 7-year youth advantage for Joseph Parker, right? So he's a good fighter. He's got a 7-year youth advantage. Another thing is he's more technical than Wilder, you know, which is not saying much. A lot of Deontay Wilder's opponents are outboxing him before he knocks them out. He looks for that big right hand and he typically lands it. But it's important to note that this guy is more technical, in my opinion, than Deontay Wilder. And then finally, and I think this is a big one, right, that I haven't heard anyone really talk about. Joseph Parker has fought 3 times this year alone, right? He's fought 3 times this year alone. He's very active. And the last fight, a KO over Simon Keane, was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So he's been acclimated to the climate. He's been active. He understands what's going on in Saudi Arabia, you know, and it's borderline home turf for him, you know, when you consider that I believe he trains in the UK. So, you know, he's going to be way more acclimated to the timing and everything else than Deontay Wilder, who's going to be coming over from the United States. And I hope he's coming over early, you know, and not doing this last minute show up and fight thing, because you'll be in bed typically in Saudi Arabia when you're up and going, you know, going after it in Alabama. So, you know, a lot of stuff to consider there. Now, I bring up the activity because Deontay Wilder is the complete opposite, right? He hasn't fought in over a year. Before that, he hadn't fought in over a year. And before that, he hadn't fought in over a year. I mean, here's a guy who's fought 3 times since 2020, right? Not very active at all. 2 of those 3 times were knockouts to Tyson Fury. And his last fight, which again was over a year ago, was a 1-round KO of Robert Helenius. So, I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of ring time in the past 2 years, right? He's got 1 round. So that's very concerning, right? If you're a Deontay Wilder fan or you want to bet on Deontay Wilder or whatever. And again, this is not gambling advice, financial advice, or anything else. I'm just telling you what I think. I do think Wilder wins. I do think the safe bet is probably Wilder winning by a knockout. But if Joseph Parker pulls the upset in this fight, I am absolutely not surprised at all. I mean, it's a very, very realistic and sensible outcome that he wins this fight. I don't think it's illogical at all to feel that way. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Who's going to win this fight and why? Once you do that, like the video, right? Subscribe to the channel. And then join the channel to help me build Fighters Rep. Guys, I could really use your help. Also get you some Fighters Rep merchandise and links below. You can catch the next 2 Fighters Rep events, Fighters Rep 21 and 22, in Pompano Beach, Florida on February 17th, and in Los Angeles, California at the Commerce Casino on March 2nd. You can get your tickets right now at FightersRep.com. And if you can't make it for whatever reason, you could join the channel and watch it live. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this one. Huge card this weekend. Should be a lot of fun.